In fact, I did remember. In fact, okay, I did remember, and I fixed it. I had it turned off. After I fixed it, I turned it off, but it's good now, okay? I did remember, okay? I remembered. Jeez. I managed to fix it and everything. I literally just copied it word for word, okay? Listen. I had to, okay. I had to. Okay. Anyways. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hi Ivan! Welcome in. How are you, cutie? How's your night? Welcome in. Hi Void! Hi Aiden! Hi Golden! How are you? Hi Valonia! Hi. Hi Bacon Snack! Welcome in. Hi Tav! Tav. Michael! Hi Michael Yoda! Hi Michael! Hi Yoda! Stardust Cell! Thanks so much for the follow. Welcome in, cutie. How are you? How's your night? Hope you're doing good. Vera! Hi Vera! Hi lovely. Fubuki! Wait, Fubuki, aren't you busy? Aren't you busy over with Kin? What are you doing, silly? Silly Fubuki. Silly, cutie, sweet, adorable Fubuki. Let's go ahead. Let's switch on. Oh, hold on. Let me just double check. I did. Okay, yeah, I fixed it. All right. I guess we're doing cake, huh? We're doing the cake already. Okay. Let me go ahead and thank you for the kiss. Let me go ahead and. Okay, that way I stay in frame. There we go. Perfect. But welcome in. Hi, Michael! Busy modding for a lot of folks, but something I can handle. That's true. That's fair. Well, don't overextend yourself, Fubuki, okay? I understand modding could be a lot of work. It could take a lot of focus. So tonight we're going to be doing a reading stream, so it's perfect to, like... I know people, they're just like, yeah, I just listen to your stream when I have work to do. And I'm like, excellent. That's the perfect time to listen to it. Because it's a good, like, background noise. Thank you for the poke. Yes. What's up, Aiden? I love reading streams. Yeah, me too. Honestly, me too. I love reading for everybody. And right now, we are reading... Hold on. We just finished 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And as of last Tuesday, we started reading Frankenstein. So we are on chapter 3, and if you guys would like to follow along with us, here's the link to the book. That is the link to the exact book that I'm reading. I'm checking it right now. I'm just like, let me just double check and make sure that works. Yes, it works perfectly fine. Excellent. How was your day? My day was good. For those of you who are in my Discord right now, I posted an announcement earlier. I did a collab earlier today with my housemate. Hi Lloyd. Hi Nguyen. I don't want to mess up the first part, but I know how to say Nguyen. But hi Nguyen, welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Announcement or a gift to us. Oh, it was an announcement. It was the announcement where I did the collab earlier with the Habib. If you guys don't already know, I am a member of House Obscurus. I am in a Twitch team with Ink Moon Arts, David Demantoid, and Magical Prince John. If you guys could do me a favor, go check them out. Go give them a follow. I did a collab earlier today with David. We debuted last Saturday. I can't believe it's already been like a week since we debuted. Last Saturday? Saturday before. We debuted Saturday before. Last week was debut week. That's why we had a lot of back-to-back collabs. And then today was my collab time with the Habib. There's going to be another house collab on Friday, I believe, with with Inky and John, and they're going to be doing some Warframe. That's exciting. A lovely team of people. Yeah, they are amazing people. So House Obscurus is a team of how do we describe ourselves as unlicensed, untethered, and underpaid. We are a collaborative team of individuals with specialties in our own specific fields. David is the charm, John is the informant, I'm the arbiter, and Inky is the saboteur. Hi Venom, welcome in, how are you? Maybe my alt account will be easier to pronounce. No, you're good, you're good. I mean, I see the Min Nguyen. I just don't want to mess up the first half. But whatever one you prefer to use, Venom, whatever one is easiest for you to use. But hi Lloyd, I knew underpaid was one of them. Yeah, unlicensed, untethered, and underpaid. The idea of the team is a contractor, such as you lovely chat, my sweetlings, my delicious little snacks. You guys contract us to do a task for you, story-wise, of course, right? Story-wise, of course, lore-wise, as you would say. Mango's banana, Juman, etc. Wait, what? I found people in India who want to work with me eventually on dark chocolate fruited flavors from ooh, like mango banana. Ooh, that sounds really good. I'm streaking through the cafe. You're white. You're what, Aiden? No, not allowed to. Hi Mario. Oh cute. Hi Mario. Yeah, we have redeem right now for thighs only for 30 minutes. So I'll be staying like this for at least 30 minutes. And then once we get into the reading stream, I will be settling in for the night to be reading. 35 string, let's go. Maybe I can send you some if you would like to try. Ooh, that sounds tasty. I do like chocolate and fruit. Fruited dark chocolate from India. That sounds really good. Oh, thank you for the sweater change. I love chocolate and mango and banana. So good. That sounds amazing, Vera. Hi, Thick. Chili, I've done it 5 times already. Aiden! No, you can't. No streaking through the cafe. No streaking through the cafe. And Golden, you got proposed. You proposed to Lady Ace? Oh. Bacon, you got proposed to Nightbot? That's so funny. Not sure when I will be able to work on this club, so we'll have to wait a while. No. Totally fair. Totally fair. 100% understandable. Can completely honestly true. Completely honestly true. I get it. But yeah, let me see, other than doing the collab today, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I tried. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I laid down in bed and I tried to sleep, but my brain just would not shut off. So what I ended up doing was I stayed up way later than I probably should have. Slept for about 3 hours before I got up and did my collab with David. That's literally what I did today. Oh, come on, move. I tried, Void. I tried. I tried. Okay, I even made my G-Subs AFK stuff. Okay, I even made the AFK stuff to put me to sleep. And it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. I just couldn't. Hi, Mario. Okay, by the way, you get all those strings, or did chat put them there? That's for chat. So chat actually, so I have a redeem in chat for first, second, third place. If you get to be the first, second, or third person to come into chat and redeem those channel points, then you get your very own drink, and they are randomized. I don't know what they're going to be until they show up, because it is a random file, or sorry, it's a random menu that you guys pick from. So I never know what you guys are going to order. Michael with the bongo cat. Let's go. We love to bongo in this house. Like, fair. It takes a second for me to like clear my brain, but you need sleep. I know. That's why, like, we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna do at least 2 hours for sure. I want to do at least 2 chapters tonight of the book. If we can only do two chapters tonight, then we'll stop there. But I at least want to do 2 chapters before we call it a night. Because I didn't really sleep, and I do kind of want to like go to sleep a little early today. Today was a good day in Fortnite. I collected and mastered every sprite until the 9th. What? And the surprise coming on the 10th. Today for me was a success. That sounds like a good day. Rizo! Hi, Rizo. Awa, awa, awa. I'm always wonderful. Thank you. Of course. Really like that there's cow skins for Bongo Cat, right? There's actually so many different cute little skins. I like the rat one, and I like the green one where it's like it looks like an emerald. That one's very pretty. Hi, Craven. How are you, cutie? How's your night? Craven coming in for that Frankenstein night. Let's go. Tough, thank you so much for the 3 months. Thank you so much, Tough, over on YouTube. Thank you so much for being a member for 3 months, Tough. Thank you. I can't really do a whole lot for YouTube, and I usually, like, you know what? I will still add a kiss to the model. There we go. It's basically a sub, right? What's the time your country right now? It is 10:30 for me, Venom. It is 10:30 for me. Let's see, Toph, your name or your picture is pink. So we'll do a pink kiss for Toph. Alright. Toph, I'm gonna put it up here, like on my shoulder, like this, because when we get into the reading, you're not gonna see it if I try to put it on my legs, but if I put it up here, if I put it like right here, then you'll see it all the time. Oh, it's like stuck on my shadow. I see. Okay, right there. No, it's still stuck on my shadow. This needs to be under my hair, but not on my shadow. I'd prefer it to not be on my shadow, please. Okay, let me just get close and personal really quick with you guys. I want this to be where I want this. Oh, I see why. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got it. We got it, Toph. We figured it out. Okay. Let me just resume where I was. There we go. Perfect. That's good. But thank you so much, Toph. What's your rarest sprite currently? Oh, I don't play Fortnite. I could not answer. Oh, you're asking somebody else. I see. My bad. Hi, Ronan. Welcome in. Spooky night. Yeah, spooky night. We're doing Frankenstein tonight. We started it last week. If you guys missed last week's stream, you can always check out my ASMR channel. Hold on. To get the link to the VOD for the book, if you guys would like to catch up to where we are, because we did the 3 letters to introduce the book, and we started off on we ended on chapter 3, so we're going to start chapter 3 tonight. And again, if you guys would like to join us on the reading, there is the link to the book. That is the exact copy I'll be reading, so if you guys want to follow along, you're more than welcome to. Awesome. Also hinting the sprites. Hopefully you'll be able to sleep tonight. I believe I will. I believe I will have so much sleep tonight. But reading first. Reading, and then I gotta make a clip of stream from yesterday or today to put onto my socials, like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and then I will sleep. I promise. This is a thing, my favorite stream. Hi, Yura! 5 stream streak. Oh my god, let's go. I need to correct myself around the 10th. The surprise will come. I'm super hyped for this one. And again, I'll give another hint. This will be a semi-late birthday present from a close friend of mine. Oh, that sounds like amazing. I have not really played, what's it called? I have not played Fortnite. And I've always told Inky that it just will not happen. It's just not my kind of game. I have nothing against it. If you guys want to play Fortnite, like, that's completely all up to you. It's just not really my kind of like game where you drop and then you like shoot whatever, run around and the area closes. I don't know. It's just never really been my type of game. But I will tell you guys, it's on my goal list. So for my birthday in August, if we reach the goal, I will be playing Fortnite. Played League of Legends. I have played League of Legends Venom. Again, not really my type of game. The thing is though, I used to play Dota Venom. I used to play Dota, and it's very Dota-esque, but it's a weird toxicity that I do not like. So instead, I play Rivals. That's my toxic game. I play Rivals. I'm a rivaler. Nudist in the cafe. No, Aiden, put your pants on. Hi Ronan, welcome in. How are you? Look at your fingers. Yeah, you've never seen my fingies? Have you never seen my fingies before? Yeah, my fingies are they're corroded. I keep telling you guys, I have a necrotic affliction. So thank you for the check-ins. Thank you for the coffee orders. I love the ear decor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My earrings are definitely one of my favorite pieces in my outfit. That and my apron. I love the apron. Well, not in this outfit. This is my sweater. But with my my other one, my apron is definitely one of my top like favorite parts of my design of my outfit. Probably my gold zero. Oh, that's sweet of them. I had the sprites I was missing. Oh, reading then EP. Yes, reading and then EP. We'll do the reading and then we EP. The reading will definitely calm down my brain so that when I do lay down, it'll be so much easier for me to rest and close my eyes. Let you know when the surprise was around the 10th when I get it. Okie dokie. I used to play, just kind of fell out of playing. It was decent with the sniper if I want to shoot my own horn. Oh, really? Wait, so there's different types of weapons? I always thought that everybody just got like the same one. I avoid like COVID. Oh, really? I do Rivals too. Yeah, I love Rivals. Hi, Muthais. Hi, worker. How are you? Blah, 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 blah is all I'm hearing. Wow, Thick doesn't even hear the words coming out of my mouth. They're doing Jubilee. Yes, they're doing Jubilee and the Hood, right? Jubilee and the Hood, I believe, for Rivals. Oh, these are the two characters that they're coming out with. I love the Lord, the Missing Eye, the Necrotic Affliction, the whole thing's super cool. Thank you, thank you. I've worked really hard on the lore, and I know I don't really have a video or anything out there, but I do talk about it when you guys ask me. And I want to get a video made, but at the same time, I'm like... But I also feel like I could be using that for something else. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I haven't played Rivals in forever. I played literally last week. Over the weekend I played. I love playing Rivals. It's so much fun. I actually got to play with Craven and Uden a couple nights ago. It was really fun. We played like 1 or 2 games. Michael, thank you so much for their 5 gifted subs. Thank you. Michael, would you like me, Chibi, on the monitor with me, or do you want chat? Do you want the chat, Chibi, or do you want me? It should actually, I that was one thing I forgot to change. Let me go back here and adjust that. It should be those. There we go. There we go, much better. Okay, fixed it. Joss, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, how are you? But Michael, thank you so much for gifting us. Sorry, I was looking at something to make sure I did it correctly. But Michael, thank you so much for the gifted subs over to, I can't see their names there. Android God, Ben, Aklorin, Acorlin. I'm forcing myself to say it correctly. Acorlin, Boom Shikamaru, and Scorpion Vampire. Thank you so much for gifting them each a sub. Thank you, Michael. I haven't played Rivals, nor have I followed it closely. Pretty great around the world. Played the Vampire making a grand debut. Yeah, that was, oh my gosh, that was like a couple seasons ago. He's been out for a while now on Rivals. Chibi, I like the chibis. Wiki chibi, please. Okay, let me get myself. Let me see. That's my hat. Where is myself? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. There it is. I found myself. There I am. I'm right here. I'll put myself. Oh no, I'm attached to myself. I'm attached to myself. See, if you guys asked for you guys, it would have been a lot easier. And I would have just attached you guys to me. But instead, you guys have. Here we go. I'll move myself over, and then I'll put the chibi. There we go. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you. I like the chibis. Yeah. Panoy. Hi, Panoy. Welcome in, baby. How are you? WK thank you so much. Hi, Liquid. How are you? Akorlin. Yeah, I said it right. Right? Akorlin? Akorlin. Yes. Hi, Clarinets. Welcome in. Jackal. Blade isn't Blade the day walker that has slayed over 100 vampires? Yes, that Blade. They introduced him a couple patches ago in Rivals. He's kind of a bitch and a half to get rid of, but once you know the play style of the person who's playing him, because he's a dive character. If you guys don't know what a dive character is, basically he goes to the back line where the healers are to take them out so that they can't heal the frontline characters, so that the people who are in the front line can destroy the frontliners and know that they're not going to get any healing, which makes it easier for the team to get the win. So cute. Such a cute chibi. You guys like my chibi? You guys want to see? Here. Got my little fingies. Which one? I'm a big scary zombie. Siren. A big scary siren. As I'm attached to myself. Too fun. I like the little. So this is actually, it's not a custom one. It's a customizable one. It's one of those that you like. You pay the person to use it. On my what's the word? On my the goal list thing for my birthday event. One of the goals actually is to go and get a customized, or sorry, my own personal custom chibi. So I'm hoping that's something that we can reach, because that'd be so cute. It was something that I've been wanting to get for a while. It'd be based on the 2.0, not the one I'm using right now, but it's so cute. But you can also just say Acorn. I know, but you said everybody calls you Acorn, but I want to say Akorlin. I want to be the one that calls you Akorlin. You'd be like, yeah, Momo's the only one that does it. Everybody else just calls me Acorn. And I'd be like, yeah, that's me. I'm Momo. And I say Akorlin. You know what I mean? It's like, it'd feel like a nickname without it being a nickname. It's literally just your name. Arna! Hi, Arna. Chibi Moo gives me cute aggression. No, not allowed. I refuse to let you have cute aggression about my chibi. No. Denied. Denied. Can't have it. Can't have it. Sees blade. Makes a blade with a blade. Oh, matches, but honestly fair. If you think Blade is bad, wait until you come across Daredevil. Daredevil is not that bad either. I can deal with the Daredevil and Angela. I can deal with them if I'm playing Cloak and Dagger. It's easier for me to deal with Wolverine or Cheaper Townhouse. What's his name? Iron Fist if I'm playing Invis, but otherwise if I'm playing Cloak and Dagger, it's easy for me to deal with like an Angela or a Daredevil or a Blade. Oh, Goose, thank you for the raid. Hi Goose, how are you? Excuse me. Big cat. What? What, you think chibis are just going to be like normal sized people, just smaller? Then that doesn't make it a chibi. Listen, chibis are supposed to have big heads and big eyes. Like, whoa, eyes. And I like that this one has the reactive ears, like my normal ones. I love it. It's so cute and adorable. Wow, rude. I have another one that says my name but messes it up. So is it Kin? Are you talking about Kin? Oh no, Kin is professional. She would never. No, don't say it's Kin. Lie to me if you have to. It doesn't say it correctly yet. Oh, yet. Okay. I mean, I'm trying. Okay, we've only met yesterday, Acrolin. Okay. Typical brat behavior. Wow. Yeah, you're right. You're so right. I'm definitely a brat. I already know I am. I'm a brat, but I'm also a brat tamer. Does that say something? Does that really lean into the whole I'm a switch thing? Like, I know for a fact I'm a switch, but that definitely like leans into me being a switch. What did you guys say? Yum. Just gonna, it's that one gif of the cat that like leans in to bite the person. They're just like, ah. But doesn't actually bite them, just ah. Have you guys seen that? Oh my god, it's so cute. It's this orange cat and he's like sitting on their human's lap. The cat's like looking away and the cat looks at them and just goes, it doesn't bite them, just like bites the air in their general direction. It's so cute. That's literally me. I love the chibi and I want to hug it. Just get the urge to punt. Wow, Void. You could try, but if you do, I'm gonna latch onto your leg with my teeth. I won't let go. Fist iron. Yeah, fist iron, you're right. Pinoy says, sorry for the slight delay. I'm a bit locked in playing some games, but I'm lurking. Enjoy your lurk, Pinoy. I know you're hanging out and playing some Warframe, so you're totally a-okay to just lurk for as long as you'd like to. Cheaper Townhouse. Hi Goose, how's games? How's Raft? Kinda tired? Oh, get some rest. If you need to raid and run, I understand, Goose, but if you'd like to lurk and hang out, you're obviously more than welcome to. Just make sure to do after stream care, eat food, drink water, take a shower, because you're stinky gamer. Broke my stream on my end? Oh, what did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything. The goose is here. The goose is here. Video was cancelled. Please try again. Oh, that honestly, that happens to me all the time on Twitch and I don't know why. Yes, it does. Different leans on that. We do love orange cats. Orange cats are a totally different breed. Like in and of itself, just orange cat behavior. The second you said excuse me, the stream broke. Oh, Rash was pretty good. I found a bug. You found a bug? What was the bug? I'm making seafood stuffing. Making seafood stuffing stuffed chicken. Huh? Wait, so you're getting chicken and you're making a dressing to go inside the chicken. Is that, it's like a seafood dressing. Is that what you're saying? Get, I'm trying, thank you. Oh my god, these cards, I swear to god, these cards just in my way. Tough! Hi, Tough! I'm going to be lurking as well, but I'm dealing with backseating problem. Uh-oh. Okay, Acrolin, take your time. Have fun. Don't be too mean to them, okay? They're just a baby. They're just a little guy. Probably not. They're probably like a 52-year-old guy that only ever plays that one game. So I saved Balboa Island and went to the main menu, and when I loaded again it clipped through the ground. Oh, Oh, that's a bug. That's a bug. Sounds almost like turducken. Kinda turducken. Kaiser! Hi, Kaiser. Welcome in. I think dressing is another word for what I mean. So stuffing usually refers to when dressing is stuffed into something. So you're not wrong by calling it stuffing. But until it's actually stuffed into the thing, it's dressing. Right? So like Thanksgiving dinner, if you guys think of American Thanksgiving dinner, you have your turkey and everybody calls it stuffing, but it's like in its own like pot or its own dish, and it's cooked separately from the turkey. It's not put into the turkey. That's called dressing. It's not called stuffing. It can't be called stuffing until it's actually stuffed into something. Turducken. I've had turducken. Have a good lurk, Darkest. I can just say hi proper before I deflate back to bed. Yeah. On YouTube chat overlays. Were you saying stuff? Were you trying to say things? Because I wasn't getting any comments or notifications on YouTube. I did see that you renewed your membership on YouTube, but I didn't see anything else, Toph. I'm so sorry. But if you would like to just lurk and hang out, obviously you're more than welcome to. You don't have to talk if you prefer just to lurk. It's completely on whatever you feel like. Thank you for being somewhere that I can come relax and unwind after a rough day. Of course, Golden. That's why I stream late at night. Later nights are usually the best time to me to stream, right? Not because I prefer night times, I do, but also because I feel like this is the time of night where people are either struggling to sleep, laying down to rest, and they just need some place to breathe. You know what I mean? Definitely be willing to. To get at the bug, I went back to the main menu, loaded the game, and again held W and mashed the spacebar during the loading screen. Second loading back online. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. At least you were able to get back on. Okay. Stuffed chicken with seafood dressing. Oh, that sounds so good. I always tried on YouTube. I'm 99% sure it's the dash in my YouTube name. Maybe because for some reason, like if you have been typing, Toph, I don't see anything. Like I'm looking right now, and the last person who said anything was Venom. Venom sent some smiley faces, and that was the last thing I saw. That was it. I'm sorry, Toph. That's really weird. Late at night or comfy times. Exactly. Hi, Lex. Thank you so much for the follow. And ZY Cutes. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, Cutes. I can call you Cutes. You haven't lived until you've had a turkey. Turkey key? Turkey key? What's a turkey key? Or at least we want them to be. Finished a night at the bar. Or in your case, you're right. Finished a night at work. A place to just relax and chill until, you know, until you wind down for the night. It's really quick, guys. It's getting really warm right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open my windows and I will be right back. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. When I stood up, I also took advantage of standing to go get some more ice for my drink. Haven't lived until you've had turkey to turkey. Yeah, you gotta tell me what that is. We want them to be. Exactly. Hate that about Twitch, that you can't say anything to the chat on other platforms. Get a suspension or possible. No, you can. They changed it so they're like okay with cross streaming now. You can. Lex, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How are you? That smaller turkey stuffed inside a larger turkey. Oh, that makes sense. It's definitely warm. I was outside 110. Let me see how hot it was where I am. Okay, today the hottest it got was 90, which isn't that hot. Okay, I understand. It's not that hot, but it's pretty warm, and it's getting warmer. Every day it's getting warmer. It's predicted it's going to be 96 by the end of this week. So in that's freedom units. In Celsius, sorry, not 96, 93 and freedoms, that's 34. We're looking at like 30s. 110, 90% humidity. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. 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 I'm actually only awake for stream because I got up to force myself to hydrate. Yes, please hydrate yourself, Toph. Please do. Especially if it's that warm. That's yikes, right, Vera? That's so hot and so much humidity. Electrolyte water and coconut water. Coconut water. Oh, I love coconut water. Coconut water is so good. Military makes you do what they need you to do. So I was in my uniform. Ooh. Yikes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Toph. Even some Pedialyte. Oh, true. Pedialyte, yeah. Last year, when Thanksgiving came around, I butterflied my turkey, which lowers the cooking time and makes it more evenly cooked. Garnered the approval of both ex's chefs and my family. I was very proud. That sounds awesome. That sounds so good. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you for the gift of sub. Shikimaru! Hi. Welcome in. Yeah, enjoy those emotes. And as always, welcome to Favorite Cafe, cutie. Last I heard, which was a few months ago, when you cross the stream, which you can't acknowledge the other chats. I've had no issue with it so far, and I know a lot of other people have been doing it too, and they've had zero issue too, so I don't know. Unless you're French or British. Kona, freedom units. You can multi-stream with the caveat that no other site can have higher quality than Twitch. Yes. I think so. Something like that. I don't know. I read the things. I'm just like, here's the things I actually do. Let me read on those things. And then I just kind of like left it there. Twitch being Twitch makes that difficult. The French or British can't handle 90. Well, I mean, those are still pretty warm, right? Like that's still pretty warm weather for anybody. Did I walk in? Hi, Ria! Welcome in. Overtime at work. And Sexy Momo stream A. Hi, Rio. You're at work right now? Overtime? So you're gonna be home late tonight? Okay, I'll make sure that when you do get home, dinner will be on the table. A bath will be drawn, and you can choose between a bath, food, or yeah, those are your options. I have liquid IV and an extra 2 mugs of water. Okay, then sleep. Okay, good, Toph. Good. Take care of yourself. All the good things are happening. Yeah, hi, Vox. Welcome in. Thank you for the... Oh, you guys can't see the copy don because I'm like this. You guys don't see it. I'm so sorry, Valvera. You did a copy don. You want an ada? Okay. All right, Valvera. You know what, Valvera? Here, I'll do this. Let me, just so I don't move myself on accident. Valvera, Velvera. Velvera, hear me out, okay? Listen, Velvera. It's just you and me right now, okay? Okay, Velvera, listen, hear me out. Eres un tesoro para mí. Eres todo para mí. Mi cielo. You asked for it when I'm in this mode, so you get chibi me. You get chibi me to do it for you. Really just depends on your ISP. Not that I'm complaining, but how long is thighs only? Thighs only is 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes, so it should be going away in about another... Let's take a look. Let's see, where is thighs only? Oh, actually, it should have been done about 10 minutes ago. So we'll go back to here. We'll go back to here. We'll go back to here. But yeah, let me. Okay. And you get 6 more minutes of chibi, Michael. You get 6 more minutes of chibi for tonight. Yo, what the hell is wrong with French people? I'm French. Nothing. We don't say anything about French people. What do you mean? Hi, Sha. Welcome in. Who's this little bit? It's me. It's me. It's chibi me. It's can't you tell? Look. Literally, this is my twin. This is my child. Kinda. Let me do this. Let me put mini me back. And then I'll just move myself back over. There we go. So you guys can see us both hanging out together. They updated TOS, so it's about a month ago. Hi Hoshi! How are you? Welcome in. How's your night? Hope you're doing good. I'll be lurking my love bugs. Got to Mumu online and luring voice to listen to at work. Okay, Rio. I'm gonna miss you. Do well at work. Don't drop the boxes. Okay? Stock those. I don't know what you actually do for work, so I'm just gonna like throw stuff out there. Guard that fence. Stock those shelves. Make that popcorn. What else do people do at night? Take that phone call. Tuck them into bed. I don't know. What do people do? What kind of jobs are there that usually like require you to be there at night? I don't know. I can't even. I could not tell you. I could not tell you. Let me do that. Okay, much better. Much better. All good. I'll be looking. Yeah. It's pretty warm weather, but according to the US, those are rookie numbers. So right now, it's like I said, it's not that bad where I am. It's still pretty warm, but it's not the worst we've ever had. Nighty night. Have a good night, Lex. Annie! Hi, sister. How are you, lovely? Oh, I forgot to add Michael's kisses. Hi, Annie. How are you? Let me add your kiss right now, Michael. Now that I'm here. Before I forget, I almost forgot. That would have been terrible. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I moved myself. Okay, well. I did not mean to do that. Let me just do this really quick. Come on. Ah, right there. There we go. Been good. 80, 90. Wi-Fi down. Did it go down? Did it go down for you guys? Did stream go down at all for you guys? I'm not showing it went down for me. I'm showing that I'm still okay. No, not at all. Okay. No, way back. Oh, okay. So it was just something on YouTube then. Okay. Go sleep now. Okay, Aiden. Have good sleep. Mwah. Have a good sleep. To those in the US. Definitely gonna pass it on Moon with Eye again. She's such an amazing comforting universe. You're gonna get some sleepy time? Okay, Rio. Damn. Can I have the not said third option when I'm home, piece cake. Then yes, when you are home, you can have the not said third option. I agree. It's a national disaster level of heat. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Have a good lurk, Lloyd. Welcome in. Good night, Lloyd. Mwah. Thank you so much for hanging out on YouTube with us. That was adorable. Both are adorable. Uni, darkness fills the skies, hiding all our hopes. Stay with me forever. Hi Uni, hi Formal. Thanks so much to the raids. Welcome in. How are you both? How was stream? Uni got the attack raid with love. Hi. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome on in, raiders. How was your stream? How was your night? What were you guys playing? You guys were doing Species. I have seen some people play that today. What is Species Unknown about? Beautiful in every shape. Aw, thank you, sister. Thank you. Have you been, Aini? You've been doing okay? It's been a hot minute. I feel like I haven't seen you like in your own channel for a hot minute. You doing okay, baby? You doing okay, sister? Gives a chibi head pat. You guys want to head pat the chibi? I don't know if I can put it on the chibi, but on Saturday when we play AI Somnium, I'll be playing with the chibi model completely. So this is a smaller project of Momo. Carry size is still the same. Is that my Weewa? Hi Weewa, how are you, baby? My Weewa. I'm gonna bite him so hard. Fubs! Punt mini-me. No, don't you dare. If you do Fubs, I swear to God, I'm gonna lock onto your leg with both arms and teeth. She likes to start fires. Of course she does. Yeah. We are fire starters. Tori! Hi Tori! Welcome in. Watch the cameras. Okay, I'm watching. Hiya, Bedin. Hi, James. Welcome in. Hi, Ram. Working on art, so I get a lurk and support. Ooh, okay. Enjoy your lurk. And hopefully the art goes well. Hopefully the art team goes well. But Uni, let me catch up a bit. And it's good. It is a fun game, survival game while feeding aliens and collecting data. It's good and fun. Were you playing just you and Formal, or do you guys have like, I think I've seen Lucy play that too recently, right? But Uni and Formal, if you guys need to raid and run, I understand, but if you'd like to lurk and hang out, you're more than welcome to. Just make sure to do after stream care, eat food, drink water, take a shower, because you're stinky gamers, whatever you need to do. Please make sure to take care of yourself. The worst I've had, like heat, I think it was like 115 one year. That was the year our AC broke. It hits 106 where you are. Massive AC infrastructure because we have highly varied weather. Necessarily have central heating and cooling. Exactly. Is that yours, Moo? No, it's me. It's chibi me. It's my self if I were chibified. Can't you tell? It's literally like, it looks exactly like me. How dare you? It is. Welcome back. Wasn't saying anything wrong with the French. Oh, okay. Been a while since I saw you stream. I'm on every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, Saturday, Mango. How have you been? We do. Hi, Nox. How are you? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat right now. Not at all. Still see. Okay. Okay, good. So was this on YouTube? Good. Lurk for a bit tonight. I'm just gonna say that my brain... Okay, Golden, yeah, enjoy your lurk. Take your time. Do what you need to do. Find something else. No, you're good. The hottest has been near you. I think I said 115? Thought you were doing the French stereotype. I don't know what you mean. The pops spread. It's true. Let me see. My favorite thing ever. Double raid. All the raids. Do the full song. I can, but I'm not going to. Not right now. It's like Phasmo in space. I when when Uni was typing that out, I took a look at it really quick. Species Unknown is fun. Have you played it, Ivan? You played it too? Hi, HK. Have a good lurk. Enjoy your lurk. Thank you for the care package. There's different types of monsters. Oh, so there are monsters too. Okay. I didn't even notice the radar. I was locked on in Space Marine too. Hi, Morrison. Welcome in. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Hopefully Space Marine 2 is going well. Joke's on you. Some of us are into that. Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Jackie Blood. Hi, Jackie. I plunder and pillage towns and cities. What are you playing? What are you playing, Jackie? Hottest it's been near me. I think I said 115. Yeah. I knew there was a French stereotype, but not 100% what they were. 115. Holy crap. Yeah, that's really hot. The thing being mod for your Twitch. Oh, I haven't made the applications yet. I said I would make them this week, and then I will post it in my Discord on Sunday. So if you guys are not in my Discord right now, okay. I know I said I'm going to put it in my Discord. However, my Discord right now is in lockdown only because we had an issue over the weekend of 3 separate bots getting into my Discord and posting links to things, and people were like, their accounts were getting hacked. So I closed my Discord. I have no invite links. The only way to get an invite link right now is if you send me a DM on Twitch. Send me a private message on Twitch, and then I will give you the link that way. That is literally the only way you can get it right now until next week. Until next week on Monday. Then I'll be opening up the Discord at that point for people to just do the command to get the link. We have ads starting in about a minute. But the mod application is something I'll be posting this coming Sunday. Whenever I wake up, and I'll be posting it, and I'll be taking about 2 weeks to look through it before my big event in August for my birthday. AC still not working? Oh no. Prototype yet or not? I have not. Hi Nix, welcome in. It's great with for friends. Okay. Space Marine 2 is an intense on the hardest difficulty. Oh my gosh, Morris. New monsters are working on new map. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty new game though, right? Once it's sunrise, I'm probably gonna get back to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Okay, Jackie. Hopefully the game goes well. I played Species Unknown a few times. Ah, okay. We have a thank you for the head pat. Looks like ads are starting in about 3 seconds, guys. I'm pretty sure I caught up with chat. Let me just double check. Didn't miss anything. Not the bots. Yeah, the bots were being stinky. Pesky bots, exactly. See him soon so I could tell you a tragic backstory. Species Unknown is a small but skilled dev team. Yeah, it looks like a really interesting game. I like games like that. But really quick, ads are running, and I'm gonna go ahead. It has been over 30 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna say goodbye to Chibi Me. Goodbye, Chibi Me. Bye bye. And I'll be right back, guys. We're gonna get into the book once we come back from the ads. So I'll be right back. hopefully everybody stood up, got themselves a drink, and got nice and cozy for tonight's stream. Like I said, we're gonna get into more of Frankenstein. I didn't. I'm too worried. Why are you worried? Don't be worried. Don't be worried. Wee woo. Oh no. Why the wee woo? What's going on? Why wee woo? Why wee woo? Let's go ahead and let's switch on over. Just had more wata. You got more wata? Good. Good, good, good. I actually refreshed my coffee. I added some more ice to it. What you got playing in your helmet? Can they hear me? Can they hear me if I talk to them? Those of you who are playing with Morris, hi Morris's teammates. Oh. Well, make it so they can hear me. I want to talk to them. I will talk to them. Are we really at one away to today's goal? Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, I feel like that's not right. Why is it always on this scene? That feels wrong. It's always on the reading scene that is not correct. Let's take a look. Did it correct itself? There we go. Okay, I thought so. I was like, wait a minute. It's always wanting to add more than where we actually are. There we go. Gonna knock out. Okay, yeah, get nice and cozy, Floyd. Get nice and cozy. So tonight we're going to be reading some Frankenstein. And those of you who were not here when we first started the book, basically where we are is the first part of the book, the first couple quote-unquote chapters. You are following a man writing letters to his sister. The man's name is, let me get the name really quick. Robert Walton. So Robert Walton came into money and he is traveling north, like the North Pole north. And he is writing letters to his sister about his adventures, about what he's seeing, about his thoughts and everything. And he's basically telling his sister, like, you know, I've spent so much time just trying to survive. I didn't really make any friends, but now that I can no longer have to worry about being on survival mode, I can make friends, but I don't have any to go with me on this great excursion. And then he comes across a man in the North Pole who was freezing in the water. He was like, he fell in the water somehow. So the ship, the crew that he was on, the crew on the ship that he was on pulled the man out of the water. And after a couple like days, maybe like a week or so pass, the man starts to open up to Robert, and he starts telling him of his life and how he came to be the dreadful man he is right now. Hi, Grimlock! V-Boy, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? I'm gonna change the music. So I kind of feel like what we had it on before made so much more sense to what we were reading back then. So let me go ahead and get this. We were reading, was it Reverie or Prelude to an Afternoon of a Dead Princess? Was it Dead Princess? Actually, I think it was, yes. It's been a day. It's been a day. I'm so sorry. Like a good day? A bad day? But Grimlock, if you need to lurk and hang out, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to be reading tonight. I am reading Frankenstein. Frankenstein. So while I'm reading, I will not be really looking at chat too often. So anyone who is here and would like to just continue playing your game or get cozy in bed, take this time if you're trying to relax. Take this time to rest your shoulders, close your eyes, unfurrow your brow, unclench your teeth, take a deep breath through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. One more time, I'm not going to walk you through it, I'm just going to say breathe. You'll breathe in through your nose, and you'll exhale through your mouth. Ready? Deep breath. It's the end of the night for some of us. Some of us, it's the start of the day. Either way, this is the perfect time to recenter, gather ourselves, and just let the day go. The stress of the day, you don't have to worry about it until tomorrow. The weight of it will still be there, but for now, be kind to yourself and let it go. Not like the song. Okay. Okay, Dry Dog. Enjoy your night. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get into the book. And furrowing my brow helps so much. Because we so often, we hold tension in our bodies without us knowing it. By unfurrowing your brow, relaxing your shoulders, unclenching your jaw, doing all these things. It helps release the tension, helps release the stress. It makes it easier for us to relax. Get on edge a little. Grimlock, I'm so sorry. Here, Grimlock, do you want to rest your head on my lap? And I will read you a book. How about that? Are you okay with that? Do you want to do that? Do you want to get cozy? And I'll read to you. Okay, go ahead and get cozy. And I'll start reading, okay? Hold on. Okay. Chapter 3. When I had attained the age of 17, my parents resolved that I should become a student at the University of Ingolstadt. Ingolstadt. I had hitherto attended the schools of Geneva, but my father thought it necessary for the completion of my education that I should be made acquainted with other customs than those of my native country. My departure was therefore fixed at an early date, but before the day resolved upon could arrive, the first misfortune of my life occurred. An omen, as it were, of my future misery. Elizabeth had caught the scarlet fever. Elizabeth is his adopted sister. Her illness was severe, and she was in the greatest danger. During her illness, many arguments had been urged to persuade my mother to refrain from attending upon her. She had at first yielded to her entreaties, but when she heard that the life of her favorite was menaced, she could no longer control her anxiety. She attended her sickened, but watchful attentions triumphed over the malignity of the distemper. Elizabeth was saved, but the consequences of this imprudence were fatal to her preserver. On the third day, my mother sickened. Her fever was accompanied by the most alarming symptoms, and the look of her medical attendants prognosticated the worst event. On her deathbed, the fortitude and benignity of this best of women did not desert her. She joined the hands of Elizabeth and myself. "My children," she said, "my firmest hopes for future happiness were placed on the prospects of your union. This expectation will now be the consultation of your father. Elizabeth, my love, you must supply my place to my younger children. Alas, I regret that I am taken from you, and happy and beloved as I have been, it is not hard to quit you all. But these are not thoughts befitting me. I will endeavour to rein myself cheerfully to death, and will indulge a hope of meeting you in another world." She died calmly, and her countenance expressed affection even in death. I need not describe the feeling of those whose dearest ties are rent by that most irreparable evil, the void that presents itself to the soul, and the despair that is exhibited on the countenance. It is so long before the mind can persuade itself that she whom we saw every day, and whose very existence appeared a part of our own, can have departed forever, that the brightness of a beloved eye have been extinguished, and the sounds of a voice so familiar and dear to the ear can be hushed, never more to be heard. These are the reflections of the days. But when the lapse of time proves the reality of the evil, and the actual bitterness of grief commences, yet from whom has not that rude hand rent away some dear connection? And why should I describe a sorrow which all have felt and must feel? The time at length arrives when grief is rather an indulgence than a necessity, and the smile that plays upon the lips, although it may be deemed a sacrilege, is not banished. My mother was dead, but we had still duties which we ought to perform. We must continue our course with the rest and learn to think for ourselves. We must think ourselves fortunate whilst one remains whom the spoiler has not seized. My departure for Ingolstadt, which had been deferred by these events, was now again determined upon. I obtained from my father a respite of some weeks. It appeared to me sacrilege so soon to leave the repose, akin to death, of the house of mourning, and to rush into the thick of life. I was new to sorrow, but it did not the less alarm me. I was unwilling to quit the sight of those that remained to me, and above all, I desired to see my sweet Elizabeth in some degree consoled. She indeed veiled her grief and strove to act the comforter to us all. She looked steadily on life and assumed its duties with courage and zeal. She devoted herself to those whom she had been taught to call her uncles and cousins. Never was she so enchanting as at this time when she called the sunshine of her smiles and spent them upon us. She forgot even her own regret in her endeavors to make us forget. The day of my departure at length arrived. Serval spent the last evenings with us. That's his best friend from childhood. He had endeavored to persuade his father to permit him to accompany me and to become my fellow student, but in vain. His father was a narrow-minded traitor and saw idleness and ruin in the aspirations and ambitions of his son. Henry deeply felt the misfortune of being debarred from a liberal education. He said little, but when he spoke, I read in his kindling eye and in his animated glance a restrained but firm resolve not to be chained to the miserable details of commerce. We sat late. We could not tear ourselves away from each other nor persuade ourselves to say the word farewell. It was said, and we retired under the pretense of seeking repose, each fancying that the other was deceived. But when at morning's dawn I descended to the carriage which was to convey me away, they were all there. My father again to bless me, Serval to press my hand once more, and Elizabeth to renew her entreaties that I would write often and to bestow the last feminine attentions on her playmate and friend. I threw myself into the chase and was to convey. I threw myself into the chase that was to convey me away and indulge in the most melancholy reflections. I, who had ever been surrounded by amiable companions, continually engaged in endeavoring to bestow mutual pleasure. I was now alone in the university. Whither I was going, I must form my own friends and be my own protector. My life had hitherto been remarkably secluded and domestic, and this had given me invincible repugnance to new countenances. I loved my brothers, Elizabeth and Serval. These were old familiar faces, but I believed myself totally unfitted for the company of strangers. Such were my reflections, and I commenced my journey. But as I proceeded, my spirits and hopes rose. I ardently desired the acquisition of knowledge. I had often, when at home, thought it hard to remain during my youth, cooped up in one place, and had longed to enter the world and take my station among other human beings. Now my desires were complied with, and it would, indeed, have been folly to repent. I had sufficient leisure for these and many other reflections during my journey into Ingolstadt, which was long and fatiguing. At length, the high white steeple of the town met my eyes. I alighted, and was conducted to my solitary apartment to spend the evening as I pleased. The next morning, I delivered my letters of introduction and paid a visit to one of the principal professors. Chance, or rather the evil influence, the angel of destruction, which asserted omnipotent sway over me from the moment I turned my reluctant steps from my father's door, led me first to M. Krempe, professor of natural philosophy. He was an uncouth man, but deeply imbued in the secrets of his science. He asked me several questions concerning my progress in the difficult branches of science appertaining to natural philosophy. I replied carelessly and partially in contempt, mentioned the name of my alchemists as the principal authors I had studied. The professor stared. "Have you," he said, "really spent your time in studying such nonsense?" I replied in the affirmative. "Every minute," continued N. Krempe with warmth. "Every instant that you have wasted on those books is utterly and entirely lost. You have burdened your memory with exploited systems and useless names. Good God, in what desert land have you lived? And when no one was kind enough to inform you that these fancies which you have so greedily imbued are 1,000 years old and as musty as they are ancient. I little expected in this enlightened and scientific age to find a disciple of Albertus Magnus and Paracelsus. My dear sir, you must begin your studies entirely new." So saying, he stepped aside and wrote down a list of several books treating of natural philosophy which he desired me to procure, and dismissed me after mentioning that in the beginning of the following week he intended to commence a course of lectures upon natural philosophy in its general relations, and that M. Waldman, a fellow professor, would lecture upon chemistry the alternate days that he omitted. I returned home, not disappointed, for I have said that I had long considered those authors useless, whom the professor reprobated, but I returned not at all the more inclined to recur to these studies in any shape. M. Krempe was a little squat man with a gruff voice and repulsive countenance. The teacher, therefore, did not prepossess me in favor of his pursuits. In rather a too philosophical and connected a strain, perhaps, I have given an account of the conclusions I have come to concerning with them in my early years. As a child, I had not been content with the results promised by the modern professors of natural science, with the confusion of ideas only to be accounted for by my extreme youth and my want of a guide on such matters. I had retrod the steps of my knowledge along with the path of time and exchanged the discoveries of recent inquirers for the dreams of forgotten alchemists. Besides, I had a contempt for the uses of modern natural philosophy. It was very different when the masters of the science sought immortality and power. Such views, although futile, were grand, but now the scene was changing. The ambition of the inquirer seemed to limit itself to the annihilation of those visions on which my interest in science was chiefly founded. I was required to exchange chimeras of boundless grandeur for realities of little worth. Your dick, thank you for the follow. You put into caffeine right into the vein. Get some good sleep, Venom. If you're sleepy, get some good rest. Have a good lurk, Lilith. Just looking at chat really quick. Hi, Josie. Hi, Zach. Enjoy your night. Get nice and cozy. Hi, Rain. Have a good lurk. And congratulations on your 2.0 debut, by the way. Rin, congratulations. Such were my reflections during the first 2 or 3 days of my residence at Ingolstadt, which were chiefly spent in becoming acquainted with the localities and the principal residences in my new abode. But as the ensuing week commenced, I thought of the information which M. Kremp had given me concerning the lectures. And although I could see no consent to go and hear that little conceited fellow deliver sentences out of a pulpit, I recollected what he had said of M. Waldman, whom I had never seen, and he had hitherto been out of town. Partially from curiosity and partially from idleness, I went into the lecture room, which M. Waldman entered shortly after. This professor was very unlike his colleague. He appeared about 50 years of age, with an aspect expressive of the greatest benevolence. A few grey hairs covered his temples, but those at the back of his head were nearly black. His person was short but remarkably erect, and his voice the sweetest I had ever heard. He began his lecture by a recapitulation of the history of chemistry and the various improvements made by different men of learning, pronouncing with fervor the names of the most distinguished discoveries. He then took a Cryptobite, thank you for the subscription, and BS Park, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome in. One up! Hi, one up! Thank you for the raid! Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? Finally caught a stream. I know. How have you been, Crypt? Welcome in, raiders. Welcome in, welcome in. Let me save where I was. Where was I? Where was I? I'll just start there. But welcome on in, raiders. Welcome to Favorite Cafe. I'm Mukya. I'm a siren with a necrotic affliction, and I run a cafe. If you guys would like a drink, I could do tea, boba, coffee, hot cocoa. However, the cake is extra. How was your stream? How was Sons of the Forest? How'd it go? Hopefully it went well. Let me get a kiss for you really quick. Cryptobite. Let me see. We'll do purple. I'll give you purple. It's like a... I will put it right there. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. good. Missed the reading stream so much. We still do it every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Good night, Ivan. But one up. If you need to write and run, I understand. But if you want to lurk and hang out, you're more than welcome to. We are doing some reading tonight. I'm reading Frankenstein, so if you'd like to get cozy, you're more than welcome to. Focus on your game. Good, good, good. TikTok connector for tonight's okay. Ooh, I bet that was fun. My favorite. Yeah, get cozy. We are on chapter 3. You can do exclamation point book and get the link that way. But otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna get back into it. Okay? Aw, of course. Thank you, Crypta. Thank you, thank you. His person was short, but remarkably erect, and his voice the sweetest I have ever heard. He began his lecture by a recapitulation of the history of chemistry and the various improvements made by different men of learning, pronouncing with fervor the names of the most distinguished discoveries. He then took a cursory view of the present state of the science and explained many of its elementary terms. After having made a few preparatory experiments, he concluded with the panegyric upon modern chemistry, the terms of which I shall never forget. The ancient teachers of this science, said he, promised impossibilities and performed nothing. The modern masters praise very little. They know that metals cannot be transmuted and that the elixirs of life is a chimera, but these philosophers, whose hands seem only made to dabble in dirt, and their eyes to pore over the microscope or crucible, have indeed performed miracles. They penetrate into the recesses of nature and show how she works in her hiding places. They ascend into the heavens. They have discovered how the blood circulates and the nature of the air we breathe. They have acquired new and almost unlimited powers. They can command the thunders of heaven, mimic the earthquake, and even mock the invisible world with its own shadows. Since such were the professor's words, rather let me say, such were the words of the fate encountered to destroy me. As he went on, I felt as if my soul were grappling with the palpable enemy. One by one, the various keys were touched which formed the mechanism of my being. Chord after chord was sounded, and soon my mind was filled with one thought, one conception, one purpose. So much has been done, exclaimed the soul of Frankenstein. More, far more will I achieve. Treading in the steps already marked, I will pioneer a new way, explore unknown powers, and unfold to the world the deepest mysteries of creation. I closed not my eyes that night. My internal being was in a state of insurrection and turmoil. I felt that order would hence arise, but I had no power to produce it. By degrees, after the morning's dawn, sleep came. I awoke, and my yesternight's thoughts were as a dream. There only remained a resolution to return to my ancient studies and to devote myself to a science for which I believed myself to possess a natural talent. On the same day, I paid M. Waldman a visit. His manners in private were even more mild and attractive than in public, for there was a certain dignity in his mien during his lectures, which in his own house was replaced by the greatest affability and kindness. I gave him pretty nearly the same account of the former pursuits I had given to his fellow professor. He heard with attention the little narration concerning my studies, and smiled at the names of Cornelius Agrippa and Paracelsus, but without the contempt that M. Krepp had exhibited. He said that these were men who once indefatigable. How do you say that? How do you say this word? Indefatigable. That's such a hard word, okay. These men, whose indefatigable zeal modern philosophers were indebted to most of the foundations of the knowledge. They had left us as an easier task to give new names and arrange new connected classifications, the fact which they, in a great degree, have been the instruments of bringing to light. The labours of men of genius, however erroneously directed, scarcely ever fail the ultimate turning to the soil advantage of mankind. I listened to his statement, which was delivered without presumption or affection, and then added that his lecture had removed my prejudices against modern chemists. I expressed myself in measured terms, with the modesty and deference due from a youth to this instructor, without letting escape. Inexperience in life would have made me ashamed. Any of the enthusiasm which stimulated my intended labours. I requested his advice concerning the books I ought to procure. I am happy, said M. Waldman, to have gained a disciple, and if your application equals your ability, I have no doubt of your success. Chemistry is but a branch of natural philosophy, in which the greatest improvements have been and may be made. It is on that account that I have made it a particular study, but, at the same time, I have not neglected the other branches of science. A man would make but a very sorry chemist if he attended to that department of human knowledge alone. If your wish is to become really a man of science and not merely a petty experimentalist, I should advise you to apply every branch of natural philosophy, including mathematics. He then took me to his laboratory and explained to me the uses of his various machines, instructing me as to what I ought to procure, and promised me the use of his own when I should have advanced far enough in the science not to derange other mechanisms. He also gave me the list of books which I had requested, and I took my leave. Thus ended a day memorable to me. It decided my future destiny. End of chapter 4. Edred, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. How are you, kitty? Chores to eat my stuffed chicken. Thank you. Of course, Michael. ILO, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow as well. Hi, Brian. Otherwise known as a story within a story. Exactly. For the comfy time, of course. Of course, V. My info. Get nice and cozy, yeah. Hi, hi. Hi, Fred. How are you, kitty? You're so welcome, Morris. Good night. Good night, Gale. Gale Galaxy. Good night, Galaxy. Good night, Galaxy. Have a good sleep. We are now on chapter 4. This one's easy because it's literally just the chapter, like the books. The chapter, it doesn't say like, because when we did 20,000 Leagues, each chapter had its own title. But this one is literally just chapter 4. Chapter this, you know. Give it to me. There we go. Makes it easy. Okay. Good night. Good night, One Up. Have a good sleep. Doing pretty well. A little hungry, but how are you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm not hungry. I actually finished eating something before stream. I had some rice, and I have my coffee right here, and I have my water. But really quick, I'm actually gonna double check my redeems to make sure I'm not missing anything. Golden, thank you for being first. And for the daily coffee order, Bacon, thank you for being second. And Chef, thank you for being third. And Golden, thank you for the cake. Okay, you guys who are new have never heard me do this. Bacon, thank you for the coffee order. Void, thank you for the coffee order. Ian, Ivan, thank you for the coffee order. Starry, thank you for the coffee order. Valonia, thank you for the coffee order. Michael, thank you for the coffee order. Tav, thank you for the coffee order. Aiden, thank you for the coffee order. Fabuki, thank you for the coffee order. Albert, thank you for the coffee order. Ronan, thank you for the coffee order. Fraction, thank you for the coffee order. Riso, thank you for the coffee order. Galaxy, thank you for the coffee order. Moon, thank you for the coffee order. Liquid, thank you for the coffee order. Clarinet, thank you for the coffee order. Jack, thank you for the coffee order. Dried up, thank you for the coffee order. Pops, hi Pops, thank you for the coffee order. Kaiser, thank you for the coffee order. Valvera, thank you for the coffee order. HK, thank you for the coffee order. Fal, thank you for the coffee order. Josie, thank you for the coffee order. Embo, thank you for the coffee order. And Grim, thank you for the coffee order. It's the daily check-in. When you guys do the daily check-in, I try to say your guys' names for the check-in. Uni, I will do the care package now. And thank you for the head pat, you guys. All right, guys, let's do a quick care package, and we sit up and we do them together. If you're sitting at your desk, sit up, tilt your head to the left. Now tilt your head to the right. Now look up. And look down. Now sit up and drink some wawa. ASMR rap god, that's me. Dictionary of the stripping stuff doesn't work. Popped when I tilted my head. Good. Good. You need to, you know, stretch out your neck. In bed cuddling with my plushies about the daily order. You're good, Grimlock. If you guys are laying down in bed and you don't want to do the daily stretches like we do, what you can do is just lay down on your back and just turn your head to the left. Now turn your head to the right, like look over your shoulder. Alright. And that should feel just as good, just easier when you're laying down. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's pick back up where we were. We are on chapter 4. You know what I forgot to do? I didn't pin the book to the top of the page. Let me go ahead and do that right now, just in case anyone comes in and would like to join us on reading the book. I got waffle fries. Waffle fry. Did you get me some? Did you get me waffle fries? Where's my fries? Chick-fil-A. Ooh. Waffle fry. I do enjoy a good waffle fry. I do enjoy a good waffle fry. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's do chapter 4. You are a sleeper agent. Ate this Chick-fil-A, right? Me too. I'm actually not hungry, but I could always go down. I could always go down for some fries. I'm always down for some fries. That's what I meant to say. I'm always down for fries. Jesus. Alright. Chapter 4. From this day, natural philosophy, and particularly chemistry, is the most comprehensive sense of the term, because nearly my sole occupation. I read with ardor those words, so full of genius discrimination. So full of genius and discrimination. There we go. Thank you for the follow, Morrison. Which modern inquirers have written on the subject. I attended the lectures and cultivated the acquaintance of the men of science within the university. And I found even M. Kremp a great deal of sound sense and real information, combined, it is true, with the repulsive physiognomy and manners, like his appearance, but not on that account the less valuable. M. Waldman found a true friend. His gentleness was never tinged by dogmatism, and his instructions were given with an air of frankness and good nature that banished every idea of pedantry. In 1,000 ways he soothed for me the path of knowledge, and made the most abstruse inquiries clear and facile to my apprehension. My application was at first fluctuating and uncertain. It gained strength, and I proceeded, and soon became so ardent and eager that the stars often disappeared, and the light of morning whilst I was yet engaged in my laboratory. As I applied so closely, it may be easily conceived that my progress was rapid. My ardor was indeed the astonishment of the students, and my proficiency that of the masters. Professor Kremp often asked me with a sly smile how Cornelius Agrippa went on, whilst M. Waldman expressed the most heartfelt exultation in my progress. 2 years passed in this manner, during which I paid no visit to Geneva, but was engaged, heart and soul, in the pursuit of some discoveries which I hoped to make. None but those who had experienced them can conceive of the enticement of science. In other studies you go as far as others have gone before with you, and there is nothing more to know. But in a scientific pursuit there is a continual food for discovery and wonder, a mind of moderate capacity which closely pursues one study must infallibly arrive at great proficiency in that study, and I, who continually sought the attainment of one subject of pursuit and was solely wrapped up in this, improved so rapidly that at the end of 2 years I had made some discoveries in the improvements of some chemical instruments, which procured me great esteem and admiration at the university. When I had arrived at this point, and had become as well acquainted with the theory and practice of natural philosophy as depended on the lessons of any of the professors at Ingolstadt, my residence there being no longer conducive to my improvements, I thought of returning to my friends and my native town, when an incident happened that protracted my stay. One of the phenomena which had particularly attracted my attention was the structure of the human frame, and indeed any animal endued with life. Whence, I often asked myself, did the principle of life proceed? It was a bold question, and one which has ever been considered as a mystery. Yet with how many things are we upon the brink of becoming acquainted, if cowardice or carelessness did not restrain our inquiries. I revolved these circumstances in my mind and determined henceforth to apply myself more particularly to those branches of natural philosophy which relate to physiology. Unless I had been animated by an almost supernatural enthusiasm, my application to the study would have been irksome and almost intolerable. To examine the cases of life, we must first have recourse to death. I became acquainted with the science of anatomy, but this was not sufficient. I must also observe the natural decay and corruption of the human body. In my education, my father had taken the greatest precautions that my mind should be impressed with no supernatural horrors. I did not ever remember to have been trembling at a tale of superstition, or to have feared the apparition of a spirit. Darkness had no effect on my fancy, and a churchyard was to me merely the receptacle of bodies deprived of life, which, from being the seat of beauty and strength, had become food for the worm. Now I was led to examine the case and progress of this decay, and forced to spend days and nights in vaults and charnel houses. My attention was fixed upon every object the most insupportable to the delicacy of the human feeling. I saw how the fine form of man was degraded and wasted. I beheld the corruption of death succeeded to the blooming cheek of life. I saw how the worm inherited the wonders of the eye and brain. I paused, examining and analyzing all of the minute of causation as exemplified in the change from life to death, and death to life, until from the midst of this darkness a sudden light broke in upon me, a light so brilliant and wondrous, yet so simple, that while I became dizzy with the immensity of the prospect to which it illustrated, I was surprised that among so many men of geniuses who had directed their inquiries towards the same science, that I alone should be reserved to discover so astounding a secret. Remember, I am not recording the vision of a madman. The sun does not more certainly shine in the heavens than that which I now affirm is true. Some miracle might have produced it, yet the stage of the discovery were distinct and probable. After days and nights of incredible labor and fatigue, I succeeded in discovering the case of generation and life. Nay, more, I became myself capable of bestowing animation upon lifeless matter. The astonishment which I had at first experienced on this discovery soon gave place to delight and rapture. After so much time spent in painful labor, to arrive at once at the summit of my desires was the most gratifying consummation of my toils. But this discovery was so great and overwhelming that all the steps by which I had been progressively led to it were obliterated, and I beheld only the result. What had been the study and desire of the wisest men since this creation of the world was now within my grasp. Not that, like a magic scene, it all opened upon me at once. The information I had obtained was of a nature rather to direct my endeavors so soon as I should point them towards the object of my search, than to exhibit the object already accomplished. I was like the Arabian, who have been buried with the dead and found a passage to life, aided only by one glimmering and seemingly ineffectual light. Charnel houses, a burial vault used to store skeletal remains of the deceased after all else had decayed. Practiced usually to allow reuse of burial plots. Charnel houses also mean a place filled with death and destruction in a figurative speech. Hi Karnak, welcome in, how are you? I heard the word father the other day in my mind. That's my boy. Little niche ones? Give me a little cackle, yeah. My head is on your lap. Yeah, put your head on my lap, Karnak. I'll play with your ears. I'll play with your hair. You can hold my hand, okay? You can hold my other hand. I have to hold the book up somehow. Okay. I see by your eagerness and the wonder and hope which your eyes express, my friend, that you expect to be informed of the secret with which I have acquainted. That cannot be. Listen patiently until the end of my story, and you will easily perceive why I'm reserved upon that subject. I will not lead you on unguarded and ardent as I then was to your destruction and infallible misery. Learn from me, if not by my percepts, at least by my example, how dangerous is the acquirement of knowledge, and how much happier that man is who believes his native town to be the world, than he who aspires to become greater than his nature will allow. When I found so astonishing a power placed within my hands, I hesitated a long time concerning the manner in which I should employ it. Although I possessed the capacity of bestowing animation, I had to prepare a frame for the reception of it, with all its intricacies of fibers, muscles, and veins still remained, but my imagination was too much exalted by my first success to permit me to doubt of my ability to give life to an animal as complex and wonderful as man. The materials at present within my command hardly appeared adequate to so arduous an undertaking, but I doubted not that I should ultimately succeed. I prepared myself for a multitude of reverses. My operations might be insistently baffled, and at last my work be imperfect, yet when I considered the improvement with which every day takes place in science and mechanics, I was encouraged to hope my present attempts would at last lay the foundations of future success. Nor could I consider the magnitude and complexity of my plan as any argument of its impracticability. It was with these feelings that I began the creation of a human being. As the minuteness of the parts formed a great hindrance to my speed, I resolved, contrary to my first intention, to make the being of a gigantic stature, that is to say, about 8 feet in height, and proportionally large. After having formed this determination, and having spent some months in successful collecting and arranging my materials, I began. No one can conceive the variety of feelings which bore me onwards. Like a hurricane in the first enthusiasm of success, life and death appeared to me ideal bounds, which I should first break through and pour a torrent of light into our dark world. A new species would bless me as its creator and source. Many happy and excellent natures would owe their being to me. No father could claim the gratitude of his children so completely as I should deserve theirs. Pursuing these reflections, I thought that if I could bestow animation upon lifeless matter, I might in process of time, although I now found it possible, renew life where death had appeared devoted the body to corruption. These thoughts supported my spirits, while I pursued my undertaking with unremitted ardor. My cheeks had grown pale with study, and my person had become emaciated with confinement. Sometimes, on the very brink of certainty, I failed, yet I still clung to the hope which the next day or the next hour might realize. One secret which I alone possessed was the hope to which I had dedicated myself, and the moon gazed on my midnight labors while the unrelaxed and breathless eagerness I pursued nature to her hiding places. Who shall conceive the horrors of my secret toil as I dabbled among the unhallowed damps of the graves or tortured the living animal to animate the lifeless clay? My limbs now tremble and my eyes swim with the remembrance, but then a resistless and almost frantic impulse urged me forward. I seemed to have lost all soul or sensation but for this one pursuit. It was indeed but a passing trance that only made me feel with renewed acuteness, so soon as the unnatural stimuli ceasing to operate. Kiwi, I had returned to my old habits. I collected bones from the charnel houses and distributed with profane fingers the tremendous secrets of the human frame. In a solitary chamber, or rather, a cell, at the top of the house and separated from all the other apartments by a gallery and a staircase, I kept my workshop a filthy creation. My eyeballs were staring from their sockets and attending to the details of my employment. The dissecting room and the slaughterhouse furnished many of my materials, and often did my human nature turn with loathing from my occupation. Whilst still urging on by an eagerness which perpetually increased, I brought my work near to a conclusion. The summer months passed while I was thus engaged heart and soul in one pursuit. It was a most beautiful season, and never did the fields bestow a more plentiful harvest, or the vines yield a more luxurious vintage, but my eyes were insensible to the charms of nature. And the same feelings which made me neglect the scenes around me caused me also to forget those friends who were so many miles absent, and whom I had not seen for so long a time. I knew my silence disquieted them, and I well remembered the words of my father. I know that whilst you are pleased with yourself, you will think of us with affection, and we shall hear regularly from you. You must pardon me if I regard any interruption in your correspondence as proof that your other duties are equally neglected. Oh, looks like ads are running. I'm going to do a quick BRB, guys, and I'll get back into the book when we come back. Hazard Freak, thank you for the follow. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Did you guys stand up and get a little break? Did you guys get a drink? Refresh your water? Did you guys go to the bathroom? Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Yes, I did. Good. Good boy, Ivan. Good boy, Ivan. Going has returned. Chocolate. Oh, I'm still craving something sweet. Still craving something sweet. I've been catching up on my water intake. Good, 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 good. Welcome back, thank you. Welcome back, thank you. Thank y'all, thank y'all. What kind of coffee beans do you like? I like a medium roast. I actually prefer a blend. I actually like a blend of dark and medium roast, or a light and medium roast. If I'm gonna have just coffee, like just an iced coffee, I like medium. I think medium makes a really good cup. But otherwise, I do like blendeds. If I had to pick like a roast kind, a Sumatra. I like a Sumatra. Do you have a favorite country to be? Ethiopia, Brazil? Not really. Not really. I know my coffee fairly well, but I don't notice the subtle flavor differences depending on where they're from. My only caveat is ethically sourced, and like that's it. I got milk chocolate and a regular muffin. Oh, that sounds amazing thick. Oh, I wish. Welcome back. Thank you. I'm actually getting really, really tired. Like I told you guys earlier. Kiwi! In case you didn't hear me earlier, I said hi. I said hi earlier to you, Kiwi. I said hi, Kiwi. I had that music really loud. Good choice. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But I didn't really sleep well. I only got like 4 hours, and then I had a collab with the Habib. And then after that, what did I do after that? I laid down for a little bit, but it wasn't very long. I think I laid down for like an hour. I think it was about an hour, and now I'm just like, I'm so tired. You know that sleepiness that your body feels, right? When you're like so tired that, like physically exhausted, that your body just feels heavy and like almost hurts. Do you guys know that feeling? Like that's literally where I am right now. That's kind of what I feel like right now. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna go for at least until the 3-hour mark. Until we get to the 3-hour mark, which means probably one more chapter, and then I'll call it there. That was me yesterday. Was it, Ivan? Oh, baby, I'm sorry. The way I know I've spent a long time in my game is the fact I got an ordeal milestone where you need 41,000 kills. Oh my god. Good sleepy sleepy. How good sleepy sleepy tonight for sure, for sure. Michael, also the thing that I said I was going to add on my throne, I added it. I don't know what size, so I just picked one. Just picked one. I was like that because you're a minotaur, right? So I picked the size that I thought would be minotaur size. That sounds very strange out of context. Anyways. That was me. Yeah, that's me right now. That's me right now. We were talking about, okay, so let me give you guys a bit of context to what the to what the what. So I was talking to my Patreon Discord member. I'm just going to put my book over here for now. I was talking to my Patreon Discord members about my outfits, right? So if I do this, right, and I go here. Oh, okay, I have to go over here then. Right, and where is it? Okay, there we go. And I like this outfit that I have, right? This one in particular, right? It's the boyfriend shirt. We were talking about that. We're just like, you know, it'd be really, really cute if I had something like this, right? And so I made the comment in response to that, like, what if I just added like a men's shirt to my throne, and like it could be like the boyfriend shirt that I like IRL wear, right? So I just did it. I just added I just added one. Oh, speaking of throne, remind for myself to get you a brand new set of stress balls. I definitely need a new set. Yeah, because we've already broken 2 of the 6 that we have, and 2 of them literally don't make any sound. So I just I gave those to my cousin's kids. So you would pick your size. I mean, it's supposed to be a boyfriend shirt, so I have to pick the boyfriend size, right? Why would I pick my own size? That would kind of defeat the purpose. That would defeat the purpose. The porpoise. You know what? I feel like wearing this now. I'm already wearing it. I already have it. So we're gonna wear it. We're gonna wear it while I read tonight. We are now wearing this. We will now be wearing this tonight. Let me adjust some of these kisses so you guys can actually see them. And there was one over here, right? Yes. Okay. I think it was just those 2. I think that was pretty much all we had today so far. Okay. Let me get my book. There we go. Okay. Oversized hoodie. Do you want— I can add an oversized hoodie to the Discord. Oh, not the Discord, sorry. To the I don't actually need a hoodie though. I have so many hoodies. I actually just got one not that long ago from G-Subs too. I got it for Halloween, so it's not even like an old one. I just move this and that. Okay, there we go. Everything's locked in place. I'm locked in place. We're not moving. There we go. We're all set. Sweet dreams. Good night, Ivan. Have a good sleep. Good night, good night. Have a good rest. Have a good sleep. One can never have too many hoodies. True, but I literally have not even worn this hoodie. I have it and I have not even had a chance to wear it. Like, that's literally where we are right now with that hoodie. If I wore it like a handful of times, then I'd be like, yeah, I should probably add another one. It's been, you know, a couple years since I've gotten another or a new hoodie. And I like to wear my clothes to death, basically. Oh my goodness, that scared the shit out of me. Thank you so much for the gift, anonymous gifter. Thank you, thank you. I wonder what they got. I wonder what it is. Or was, I guess I should say. No, you're good, Michael. Thank you so much for the gift on Throne, Michael. Thank you, thank you. For me at least. Oh, that's true, Morris. That's true. Wants to fight me. It's 1:30 a.m. I mean, if you're tired, you should rest. You should get some sleep. For now, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna finish chapter 4. We're gonna go through chapter 5 so that next week we'll start on chapter 6. The summer months passed while I was thus engaged, heart and soul in one pursuit. It was almost beautiful season. Never did the fields bestow a more plentiful harvest or the vines yield a more luxuriant vintage, but my eyes were insensible to the charms of nature, and the same feeling which made me neglect the scenes around me caused me also to forget those friends who were so many miles absent, and whom I had not seen for so long a time. I knew my silence disquieted them, and I well remembered the words of my father. I know that while you are pleased with yourself, you will think of us with affection, and we shall hear regularly from you. You must pardon me if I regard any interruption of your correspondence as proof that your other duties are equally neglected. I knew well, therefore, what would my father's feelings, but I could not tear my thoughts from my employment, loathsome in itself, but which had taken an irresistible hold of my imagination. I wished, as it were, to procrastinate all that related to my feelings of affection, while the great object which swallowed up every habit of my nature should be completed. I then thought that my father would be unjust if he ascribed my negligence to vice or faultiness on my part, but I am now convinced that he was justified in conceiving that I should not be altogether free from blame. A human being in perfection ought always to preserve a calm and peaceful mind, and never to allow passion or transformity desire to disturb his tranquility. I do not think that the pursuit of knowledge is an exception to this rule. If the study to which you apply yourself has the tendency to weaken your affections and to destroy your taste for those simple pleasures in which no alloy can possibly mix, then that study is certainly unlawful, that is to say, not befitting the human mind. If this rule were always observed, if no man allowed any pursuit whatsoever to interfere with the tranquility of his domestic affections, Greece had not been enslaved. Caesar would have been spared. His country, America, would have been discovered more gradually, and the empires of Mexico and Peru had not been destroyed. But I forget that I am moralizing in the most interesting part of my tale, and your looks remind me to proceed. My father made no approach in his letters, and only took notice of my silence by inquiring into my occupations more particularly than before. Winter, spring, and summer passed away during my labors, but I did not watch the blossom or the expanding leaves, sights which before always yielded me supreme delight. So deeply was I engrossed in my occupation. The leaves of that year had withered before my work drew near a close, and now every day showed me more plainly how well I had succeeded. But my enthusiasm was checked by my anxiety, and I appeared rather like one doomed by slavery to toil in the mines or any other unwholesome trade than an artist occupied by his favorite employment. Every night I was obsessed by a slow fever, and I became nervous to an almost painful degree. The fall of a leaf startled me, and I shunned my fellow creatures as if I had been guilty of a crime. Sometimes I grew alarmed at the wreck I perceived that I had become. The energy of my purpose alone sustained me. My labors would soon end, and I believed that any exercise and amusement would then drive away incipient disease. And I promised myself both of these when my creation should be complete. Quit my job and my family and move in forever. You're gonna move in forever? Well, you can't quit your job and your family. Because I'm part of your family, so therefore if you quit your family, you're quitting me for me, which doesn't make any sense. Silly. If the Emperor stole it, then you didn't need it. The Emperor is never wrong. Yes, that's how it works. Alright. Chapter 5. Thank you, Panoy. Baby, are you still hanging out with Kina? Is she still playing Warframe? She's still playing Warframe. Oh, did you finish your rotation? Hopefully did you guys get good stuff? Hopefully you guys got some good stuff. I know you guys are grinding right now. Read and play at the same time. You can read? You're gonna read? You're reading me a book? Okay. Here, Panoy. I will give you the book. Here. Panoy's gonna read now, guys. Here. Oh, shit. I grabbed the wrong thing. I literally grabbed the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, here, Panoy. You read. Your turn. Hi, Ato. How are you, baby? Welcome in, welcome in. Oopsie. Grabbed her body. I did. Do you guys know that I can detach my body from myself? See? Ooh. Sorry, cheesy, I know. Okay. I have to lock all these back into place. There we go. Became a Dulachan. I did become a Dulachan. I became Dulachan mode. It's true. How are you? I'm doing good, baby. I'm doing good. We're reading some Frankenstein tonight, so if you want to get nice and cozy, you're more than welcome to come and rest your head on my lap. You can hold my other hand. And I'll read to you. Hi, Kingsley. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, I'm gonna drink a little bit more water, and then we will start chapter 5. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I actually, I know the word Dulachan, but I cannot think of what it is. What is a Dulachan? I know I've heard it before. And thank you for the 3 stream streak, Dwayne. How are you? But I can't think of it. There's the book. Okay. Hi, Mansform. How are you, baby? Headless Undead. Oh. Or didn't you read? Just caught me by surprise, that's all. No, you're good. You're good, Panoy. You're good. I was just teasing. I know you're playing your game. A type of legendary creature in Irish folklore, depicted as a headless rider on a black horse. Carries his own head. It's not widely described. In native sources, there is doubt as to whether the Dulachan was originally part of the Irish oral tradition. Oh. So basically, it's the story, like Ichabod Crane story. Sloth! Na, 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 dum. Na, 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 dum. Da, 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 da. Hi, Sloth. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Sage. Welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome to Favorite Cafe. I'm Mukia. I'm a Siren with a necrotic affliction, and I run a cafe. We are doing some ASMR reading tonight. I am reading Frankenstein, and we are on chapter 5. Hey, thank you for the follow. How are you, kitty? But hi, Sage. Hi, Sloth. How are you? How was your guys? Wait, you're playing League? Did you lose a bet? I like how that's my first assumption. Did you lose a bet? Headless Horseman is a Dullahan. Okay, when you guys said Headless Horseman or Headless Man carrying his head with a horse, like on the black horse, I was like, oh, it's the Headless Horseman, like Ichabod Crate story. Considered an example of one. The Horseman, yeah. Sloth, that's my friend. That's my friend. Hi, friend. So with the deja vu movement, I could have sworn I had a dream of this moment almost a year ago. You probably definitely did. I get those all the time. I get those moments all the time. I'm just like, didn't we do, like, I feel like we did this. Did we not do this? Like, literally all the time. But, Sage and Sloth, if you guys need to raid and run, I understand. But if you'd like to lurk and hang out, you're more than welcome to. Just make sure to do after stream care. We are reading Frankenstein tonight, so it's completely up to you if you'd like to lurk and hang out, or if you would like to, what's the word I'm thinking of? If you'd like to lurk and hang out or raid and run. There we go. Morrison? Morrison back. Yeah, Morrison back. Hero? Oh. Do you guys know each other? I like to call DJ Vu. Just right now. Oh, thank you so much for the 3 stream streak slot. You may not know each other. Oh, that's so funny. When I was young and all, I got was history books and the dictionary. Thank you. This is nice. When I was young, all I got was history books and the dictionary. Really? Yeah, I read storybooks, fictional storybooks. So we have done Pride and Prejudice. We have done Dracula. We've done Alice in Wonderland. We are now doing Frankenstein. It's like the Spider-Man meme. It is true. Closing my streaks. No, you're good, Sloth. You're a busy sloth. You're a busy sloth. I'm gonna go ahead actually. Since I only said I was gonna go until the 3-hour mark tonight, and we have about 30 more minutes, and I want to do one more chapter. So I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna do this chapter before the end of the night, and then we'll find somebody to raid on into. Okay. Pretty? No, you keep me. You're pretty. Thank you for the TCG card. I have to adjust those. They're kind of low, aren't they? I wanted them to be less in the way, but they felt like they were so high. I'm so tired. Wouldn't you say my collection's complete? Wouldn't you say I'm a girl? Girl who has everything. There we go. Alright. It's like we ran into each other at parties separately invited. You made me yawn. I'm sorry. I'm much tired. I'm big sleepy. I'm very sleepy. I had to blah blah. Had to blah blah blah. Yum yum yum. Chapter 5. Chapter 5. It was on a dreary night of November that I beheld the accomplishment of my toils. With an anxiety that almost amounted to agony, I collected the instruments of life around me, that I might infuse a spark of being into the lifeless thing that lay at my feet. It was already 1 in the morning. The rain pattered dismally against the panes, and my candle was nearly burnt out, when, by the glimmer of the half-extinguished light, I saw the dull yellow eye of the creature open. It breathed hard, and a convulsive motion agitated its limbs. How can I describe my emotions at this catastrophe, or how delineate the wretch whom with such infinite pains and care I endeavored to form? His limbs were in proportion, and I had selected his features as beautiful. Beautiful, great. God, his yellow skin scarcely covered the work of muscles and arteries beneath. His hair was of a lustrous black and flowing, his teeth of pearly whiteness, but these luxuriancies only formed a more horrid contrast with his watery eyes that seemed almost of the same color as the dune white sockets in which they were set, his shriveled complexion and straight black lips. The different accidents of life are not so changeable as the feeling of human nature. I had worked hard for nearly 2 years for the sole purpose of infusing life into an inanimate body. For this, I had deprived myself of rest and health. I had desired it with ardor that far exceeded moderation, but now that I had finished, the beauty of the dawn vanished, the breathless horror and disgust filled my heart. Unable to ensure the aspect of the being I had created, I rushed out of the room and continued a long time traversing my bedchamber, unable to compose my mind to sleep. At length, lassitude succeeded to the tumult I had before endured, and I threw myself on the bed in my clothes, endeavoring to seek a few moments of forgetfulness. But it was in vain. I slept indeed, but it was disturbed by the wildest dreams. I thought I saw Elizabeth, in the bloom of health, waking in the streets of Ingolstadt. Delighted and surprised, I embraced her, but as I imprinted the first kiss on her lips, they became livid with the hue of death. Her features appeared to change, and I thought that I held the corpse of my dead mother in my arms. A shroud enveloped her form, and I saw the grave worms crawling in the folds of the flannel. I stared from my sleep with horror. A cold dew covered my forehead, my teeth clattered, and every limb became convulsed, when, by the dim and yellow light of the moon, it was forced its way through the window shutters. I beheld the wretch, the miserable monster whom I had created. He held up the curtain of the bed, and his eyes, if eyes they may be called, were fixed on me. His jaws opened, and he muttered some inarticulate sounds. While the grin wrinkled his cheeks, he might have spoken, but I did not hear. One hand was stretched out seemingly to detain me, but I escaped and rushed downstairs. I took refuge in the courtyard belonging to the house which I inhabited, where I remained during the rest of the night, walking up and down in the greatest agitation, listening attentively, catching and fearing each sound as if were to announce the approach of the demoniacal corpse to which I had so miserably given life. Oh, no mortal could support the horror of that countenance. A mummy again ensued with animation could not be so hideous as that wretch. I had gazed on him while unfinished. He was ugly then, but when those muscles and joints were rendered capable of motion, it became a thing as even Dante could not have conceived. I passed the night wretchedly. Sometimes my pulse beat so quickly and hardly that I felt the palpitations of every artery. As others, I nearly sank to the ground through languor and extreme weakness. mingled with this horror, I felt the bitterness of disappointment. Dreams that had been my food and pleasant rest for so long and space were now becoming a hell to me. And the change was so rapid, the overflow so complete. Arcantos! Hi, Kono! Hi, Arcantos! Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in. Bakugo! Hi, Bakugo! Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. And Farum Knight, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome in. Hi, Arcantos! How is Spider-Man? Welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome to your favorite cafe. I'm Mukia. I'm a siren with a necrotic affliction, and tonight we are doing some ASMR reading. I'm reading Frankenstein. So if you'd like to lurk and hang out, you're more than welcome to. Hi, hi. Welcome in, welcome in. Dante mentioned, right? Sage, my brain was literally like, where's Inky? She's literally about to like pop up because I said Dante. Father, I crave violence. Frankenstein's monster daddy. Oh my god. Thank you for the hugs. Thank you so much for the hugs. Dante got. I didn't do the side piece. We have Mary, but I think we're gonna keep Mary. I don't think I want to remake side piece because it wasn't working, but definitely Mary. We'll keep that one. 91% of their strength to hug. Thank you for the hugs, guys. Straight black lips sound goth AF, right? Dylanate, I believe? Oh, the word? Probably. My old save. Dex and Yokai Watch. Checking old saves on the games and that's so funny. Also, you made it on. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Arcanto says, stream went well. I played Tron Evolution, then I started some Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Ah, I see. If you need to raid and run though, Arcantos, I completely understand, but if you want to lurk and hang out, you're more than welcome to. Have a good night, Fred. Good night, good night. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us. I'm actually really curious. Frankenstein's monster per book summary. I'm actually super curious to see if anyone's done like an artistic piece of what the Frankenstein's monster would look like. Per the book, not the movie. I mean, they kind of did it close, right? Straight black hair, black hair, black lips, right? But they said he was handsome. And if you guys think of Frankenstein from the movies, as much as I think the actor who played Frankenstein's monster, what's his name? That actor. How's your reading going? Just started the original 1818 text. Really? It's going good. It's going good. They just described the way that the monster looks in Frankenstein. And I'm actually looking online right now to see if anyone has like done an art piece of the monster, because I'm really curious, because the way that he describes him is handsome, right? But his hair is straight and black. Creepy and good. Junji Ito, Frankenstein. Okay, Junji Ito. Let's see. I mean, I could kind of see that, but they don't really say anything about like the stitches, you know? Yeah, the one from Junji Ito looks really creepy. Like, scary creepy. Because in the book he says that the monster has straight black hair, very handsome straight black hair. Lips are thin and black, skin is yellow, and eyes are like yellow too, like really yellow. So I'm kind of wondering if anyone did any art. Book description, here we go. There's a couple pieces that I'd be like, yeah, that looks more like what the book kind of describes. You know? Interesting. Huh. Interesting. Sorry, I was curious, so I looked it up. Anyways, back to it. I always imagine the creation to be uncanny and sickly. You can tell it was man-made, but not how it was made. Yeah, exactly. Hi, Jack! Welcome in. How are you? How's your night? Hi. I definitely... So when he says handsome, okay, I have a certain image in my head, right? Then he says straight black hair, thin black lips, and then he says also yellowy skin scarcely covered the work of muscle and arteries beneath. So like his skin would be like tawny, like tight and tawny. His hair was of a lustrous black and flowing, so he has a lot of black hair. His teeth of a pearly whiteness, but these luxuriances only formed a more horrid contrast with his watery eyes that seemed almost of the same color as the dune white sockets in which they were set. So he has like sunken eyes that may give him like a white kind of look with his with the irises of his eyes, right? Yellow, handsome Squidward with hair. Yes, exactly. But it'd be interesting to see a movie actually portraying Frankenstein's monster in the way that they described him in the book. You know what I mean? Not some monstrosity of like bits and pieces of people put together, but like beautiful. You know what I mean? Handsome Squidward, like Victor from Deadlock. I don't know what that looks like. Victor Deadlock. Yes, straight black hair, sunken eyes, thin lips, but painted black. Yes, I could see that, which is probably what the inspiration is for that character. Because I'm looking at it, right, and it has very much Frankenstein-esque features with the stitches and the electricity, and has that like Regency era long hair but black, right? Broad shoulders. Yes, I could see that. Also wood. 100%. If it was Victor, if that's what he looked like. Sans the bolts. Actually, the bolts can stay. I take it back. The bolts can stay. What harm will they do? I know engineers in the movie Prometheus are bald and white. Pale white skin, but if they had hair and yellow skin would like close to the Prometheus movie? Maybe. I mean, again, right, because we're going based off of oh, yes, okay, yes, I've seen clips of this. Yeah, I could see that. With straight black hair, thinner lips. They'd have to have thinner lips, and black. They would have to be black. Because he literally says, straight black hair and thin black lips, you know? So. Victor from Deadlock has a self-revive, so he has twice the stamina. Oh, beautiful. Because I'm kind of insatiable. Let's review. Doing amazing, just tired. Oh, that's exciting, Jack. That's exciting. Hopefully it was a good memory for you. Hopefully. You said amazing, so I'm feeling like it was. I'm feeling like it was. Okay, we're close to the end, and we're getting closer to the 3-hour mark, which is what I wanted to end tonight. So we're only gonna end 1 hour early, so I can go to sleep a little early. But if we get the last 4 subs for the daily sub goal for tonight, I will sign off with the lullaby. But for now, I'm gonna get back into the book. Recenter. Release tension. Okay. Morning. Dismal and wet. At length dawn and had dawned. Sorry. Morning. Dismal and wet. At length dawned and discovered to my sleepless and aching eyes the church of Ingolstadt, its white steeple and clock, which indicated the 6th hour. The porter opened the gates of the court, which that night seemed my asylum, and I issued into the streets, pacing them with quick steps, as if I sought to avoid the wretch whom I feared every turn of the street would present into my view. I did not dare return to the apartment which I inhabited, but felt impelled to hurry on, though drenched by the rain which poured from a black and comfortless sky. I continued walking in this manner for some time, endeavoring my bodily exercise to ease the load that weighed upon my mind. I traversed the steps without any clear conception of where or what I was doing. My heart palpitated in the sickness of fear, and I hurried on with irregular steps, not daring to look about me. Like one who, on a lonely road, doth walk in fear and dread, and, having once turned round, walks on and turns no more his head, because he knows a frightful fiend doth close behind him tread. Coleridge's Ancient Mariner, which is a great poem. Continuing thus, but it was good. Couldn't handle her. You know what? That's so fair. That is so fair, Jack. But I'm glad that you had a good time. That's so exciting. Take care of yourself. Yes, you, Panoy, you and you and Fubuki, and I'm not gonna call them Acorn, Ackerlin, all 3 of you. Oh, and gosh, I'm so bad with names. There was another person in Kin's chat that was reprimanding me. Starts with an O. I'm like determined to find their name. I'm actually looking at her chat right now to find her name or their name. They were here yesterday. They like 5 of you in her chat all admonished me for not sleeping very well. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't help it. Hi, Saver. Continuing thus, I came at length opposite to the inn at which the various diligences and carriages usually stopped. Here I paused. I knew not why, but I remained some minutes with my eyes fixed on a coach that was coming towards me from the other end of the street. As it drew near, I observed that it was the Swiss diligence. It stopped just where I was standing, and on the door being opened, I perceived Henry Serval, who, on seeing me, instantly sprung out. "My dear Frankenstein," he exclaimed. "How glad I am to see you. Fortunate that you should be here at the very moment of my lighting." Nothing could equal my delight on seeing Serval. His presence brought back to my thoughts my father, Elizabeth, and all those scenes of home so dear to my recollection. I grasped his hand and in a moment forgot my horror and misfortune. I felt suddenly, and for the first time during my many months, calm and serene joy. I welcomed my friend, therefore, in the most cordial manner, and we walked towards my college. Serval continued talking for some time about our mutual friends and his own good fortune in being permitted to come to Ingolstadt. "You may easily believe," he said, "how great was the difficulty to persuade my father that all necessary knowledge was not comprised of the noble art of bookkeeping, and, indeed, I believe I left him incredulous to the last, for his constant answer to my unweariness entreaties was the same as that of the Dutch schoolmaster and the vicar of Wakefield. 'I have 10,000 florins a year without Greek. I eat healthy without Greek.' But his affection for me at length overcame his dislike of learning, and he had permitted me to undertake a voyage of discovery to the land of knowledge. It gives me greatest delight to see you, but tell me how you left my father, brothers, and Elizabeth." "Very well and very happy, only a little uneasy that they hear from you so seldom. By the by, I mean to lecture you a little upon their account myself, but, my dear Frankenstein," continued he, stopping short and gazing full in my face, "I did not before remark how very ill you appear, so thin and pale. You look as if you had been watched. You look as if you had been watching for several nights." "You have guessed right. I have lately been so deeply engaged in one occupation that I have not allowed myself sufficient rest, as you see, but I sincerely hope, that all these employments are now at an end and that I am at length free." I trembled excessively. I could not endure to think of, and far less to allude to, the occurrences of the preceding night. I walked with a quick pace, and we soon arrived at my college. I then reflected, and the thought made me shiver, that the creature whom I had left in my apartment might still be there, alive and walking about. I dreaded to behold this monster, but I feared still more that Henry should see him. Entreating him, therefore, to remain a few minutes at the bottom of the stairs, I darted up towards my own room. My hand was already on the lock of the door before I recollected myself. I then paused, and a cold shivering came over me. I threw the door forcibly open, as children are accustomed to when they expect a spectre to stand in waiting for them on the other side, but nothing appeared. I stepped fearfully in. The apartment was empty, and my bedroom was so freed from its hideous guest I could hardly believe that so great a good fortune could have befallen me. But when I became assured that my enemy had fled, I clapped my hands for joy and ran down to Serval. "I'm free now." "You're free now, which means I have..." You also learned what aftercare was. Aftercare is super important, Jack. Don't anyone ever tell you that it's not. If anyone ever tells you that it is not, then they have been a terrible lover, I will tell you that much. We ascended into my room, and the servants presently brought breakfast, but I was unable to contain myself. It was not joy only that possessed me. I felt my flesh tingle with excess of sensitiveness, and my pulse beat rapidly. I was unable to remain for a single instant in the same place. I jumped over the chairs, clapped my hands, and laughed aloud. Serval at his first attributed my unusual spirits to joy on his arrival, but when he observed me more attentively, he saw a wildness in my eyes for which he could not account. and my loud, unrestrained, heartless laughter frightened and astonished him. My dear Victor, he cried, what for God's sake is the matter? Do not laugh in that manner. How ill you are! What is the cause of all this? Do not ask me, I cried, putting my hands before my eyes, for I thought I saw the dreaded spectre glide into the room. He can tell. Oh, save me, save me. I inclined that the monster seized me. I struggled furiously and fell down in a fit. Poor Serval. What must have been his feelings? A meeting which he anticipated with such joy so strangely turned to bitterness. But I was not the witness of this grief, for I was lifeless and did not recover my senses for a long, long time. This was the commencement of a nervous fever which confined me for several months. During all that time, Henry was my only nurse. I afterwards learned that, knowing my father's advanced age and unfitness for so long a journey, and how wretched my sickness would make Elizabeth, he spared them this grief by concealing the extent of my disorder. He knew that I could not have been a more kind and attentive nurse than himself, and, firm in the hope he felt of my recovery, he did not doubt that, instead of doing harm, he performed the kindest action that he could towards me. That he could towards them. But I was in reality very ill, and surely nothing but the unbounded and unremitting attention of my friend could have restored me to life. The form of the monster on whom I had bestowed existence was forever before my eyes, and I raved incessantly concerning him. Doubtless my words surprised Henry. He at first believed them to be the wanderings of my disturbed imagination, but the pertinency with which I continually occurred to the same subject persuaded him that my disorder indeed owed its origin to some uncommon and terrible event. But very slow degrees, and with frequent relapses that alarmed and grieved my friend, I recovered. I remember the first time I became capable of observing outward objects with any kind of pleasure. I perceived that the fallen leaves had disappeared, and the young buds were shooting forth from the trees that shaded my window. It was a divine spring, and the season contributed greatly to my convalescence. I felt also sentiments. Let me pause the ads. Snooze. I felt also sentiments of joy and affection revive in my bosom. My gloom disappeared, and in a short time I became as cheerful as before I was attacked by the fatal passion. Dearest Seville, I exclaimed, how kind you are! How kind, how very good you are to me! This whole winter, instead of being spent in study, as you promised yourself, has been consumed in my sick room. How shall I ever repay you? I feel the greatest remorse for the disappointment of which I have been the occasion, but you will forgive me. You will repay me entirely if you do not decompose yourself. But get well as fast as you can, and since you appear in such good spirits, I may speak to you one subject, may I not? I trembled. Subject. What could it be? Could he allude to an object on which I dared not even think? Compose yourself, said Serval, who observed my changing of colour. I will not mention it if it agitates you, but your father and cousin would be very happy if they received a letter from you in your own handwriting. They hardly know how ill you have been, and are uneasy at your long silence. Is that all, my dear Henry? How could you suppose that my first thought would not fly towards those dear friends whom I love, and who are so deserving of my love? If this is your present temper, my friend, you will perhaps be glad to see a letter that has been laying here for some days for you. It is from your cousin, I believe. And that is the end of chapter 5, which means we will start chapter 6 next Tuesday. We will do chapter 6 next Tuesday. Oh my god. Aw, what? I'm tired. Do you not want me to sleep, Pinoy? Pinoy doesn't want me to sleep, guys. He's basically guilt-tripping me and staying. Good cliffhanger, though. It was a good cliffhanger, right? Yeah. Thank you for the story. Thank you guys for joining me. I had a lot of tea. And hopefully you all had a good time hanging out with me too. Who do I want to go to? Oh, we can go to Naya. Our friend Naya Lunaris is doing a stream right now. They're doing some ASMR. They're very sweet, and I really like their setup. Right now they have like a rainy background, and it's just so peaceful. So everybody on YouTube, if you guys would like to see any of my socials, here, I will do this now. I will actually put it into the YouTube chat. There you guys, if I could learn how to spell. Did that not work? My socials didn't work. Okay, well, there's my socials on this command is currently yeah, it didn't work. Okay, well, my socials are on my page, Jack. I don't know why that didn't. Oh, you know what? I know why the link didn't work. It's because I didn't connect. I have to go through all my commands and connect them to YouTube. That's why. That's why. Let's try one more time. 4 minutes. Oh, well, I can't. Okay, well, there you can find all of my socials. Jack, I'm so sorry. You can find all my socials on my page if you guys are on YouTube. Either way, I'm gonna go head on out for the night. I have your Instagram and Twitch. Yeah. Pretty much it's all those. But thank you guys for joining. I had a good time. I will see you guys on YouTube next time. And I will see you later. Good night, YouTube.